I'm Madeline.
And I'm Deja.
And welcome back to the Elegance Exchange. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the elegance of budgeting for the holidays. Alright, so Deja's going to kind of take the lead with this one because I think she has a lot more to talk about than me, and she's a little bit more, you have a little bit more wisdom in this area.
Okay, miss, I'll buy whatever I see.
Yeah, I do budget.
If anything, like the holidays, it's so easy to overspend during the holidays because, you know, you'll start seeing all your friends and you're like, oh, like, I'm gonna get you guys all of this for Christmas. And then you get so excited and you're like, I really want to get them this stuff, but it's like $100, and then you tend to like...
You just go on a spending spree.
No, you really do. And then sometimes you find yourself spending so much that you're not being responsible about it.
Right.
Like, you're not reflecting on it and you're like, wait a minute, like, was it wise to spend $150 on one person when I still have a few other people to buy?
Absolutely, and I mean, if you have the money for that, go for it. But, you know, if you don't be don't be worried about it, because at the end of the day, if your friends, you know, get on to you for something like that,
right,
then are they really your friends?
Mm-hmm. You need to set a goal, if anything. You need to set a goal, and you need to stick to that goal, and you cannot overspend.
Right? Don't go over it.
Right? So, like, for instance, like, a goal would be like, okay, you know, I have 6 friends, I'll just spend, like, $25 on each friend.
Mm-hmm.
But, and, you know, 6 times 25, like, that easily adds up. So that's why it's so important not to, like, you know, oh, you know what,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna jump it to 40 now. Because then you're spending $240 on 6 people, and it's like, you know.
Have you seen those cash stuffing, like, videos? Okay, so, you know, that could be something that you could do.
Right.
You could go to the bank, you could pull out, you know, what's 6 times 25? I can't do my math. My brainer does.
150?
Finals. Yeah,
150.
So you can take out $150 from the bank, okay, put it in an envelope, and take that, and that is the only money you have. So you get, you know, $25 for each friend, stick it in envelopes. That is the only money you have, and that is all you can spend. That is a great way to keep yourself from going over that budget.
Right. And even, like, it's also, like, the little things. Like, don't eat out as much. Like, you know, don't go and overspend or go and buy unnecessary stuff. Especially...
Don't spend your money on coffee.
Especially if you're tight and you know you're tight and you're like, well, I don't have that much money, but I still want to get them something. Like,
absolutely.
Don't go over that budget.
And, yeah, but honestly, budgeting is one of the hardest things, I think, that there
is. It really is.
There.
I don't care how good you say you are at budgeting, like, everyone deals with spending money.
Because you all want to give in to, you know, you want to give in
to those habits, to just
temptation. I literally wrote something on temptation today and about how sometimes it can ruin you, you know?
Right.
So.
And that's why it's so hard to, like, restrict from that and then find that balance. But I think, like, one really big thing about Christmas, too, is it's just, like, you kind of have, like, expectations. Like, there's hidden expectations when it comes to, like, buying a present for someone. Because, you know, like, if you don't set a budget for your friend group, then everyone has a different budget that they can spend on their friends. And then you're like, oh, well, what if this person spends this much money on me and then I don't have that much money? Like, we all get in that situation where someone's like, oh, hey, you know, I just bought this $60 present from you. And you're like, oh, yours was $20.
And then you feel really bad. But also, you know, you can get creative with it, okay?
Yes, you can.
So, you know, I always say that the gifts that are made from the heart are my favorite gifts, okay? And some people don't view things, it honestly depends on the person, because some people are like, why did you not spend anything on me? And then some people are like, oh my god, like, you made that for me, that's so, you know, so it depends. Right. But honestly, the best gifts to me and to you are the ones that come from your heart and that you really think about.
Right.
Even if it's something as simple as, like, your friend's been complaining that they need a pair of shoes and it's like a $40 pair of shoes that they want, and so you buy that for them, that's okay. Like, it does not have to be super extravagant, it doesn't have to be super fun, it's just what they need.
And I think gifts from the heart are, like, they're just so much more special to me, because then it shows, like, how much work you put into it instead of just going out and buying something off the shelf. Yeah. And then if anything, like, that actually brings a really good point, because if you don't have the money to, you know, buy a bunch of gifts, I always like to like resort to like little candy sleighs. Like I like to do a Christmas craft.
Yes, you did.
And every year,
last year.
and every year, if I have a bunch of friends, but I know I don't have the money to spend like to go and get everyone an individual present. I'll just I'll go out and I'll find like a little Christmas craft that's budgetable, and I like to do like these little candy sleighs, which is like a little candy bar, and then like 2 candy canes on the side, and it makes a little sleigh, and then you just put candies on it. And they're so cute, and they're so cute, but like
adorable.
They really are. My mom started it, and like since then, like that's my always go to.
It becomes tradition, and that adds on to the value. But you can honestly, you can take something like that where it's handmade from the heart, and say you do want something a little bit more materialistic on top of that. Pair the two, because then it seems like so much more than just like one or the other. And that helps stay in your budget.
Yeah, you can even get like the little stocking stuffers. Like in some places, like Ulta, if they like makeup, they have like the little mini version stocking stuffers that you can add to it, and it just adds a bit more stuff to the present.
Or even that made me think of something.
Okay.
You know how they have like the little gift sets of like 5 different mascaras or 5 different lip glosses. If say you have 5 friends, literally split them up.
It's actually a really good idea.
Right? Because it's a value set. It's a value. Hey, I can budget. I can. But I mean, that's honestly a really good thing. So do your research.
And if anything, like when you're going out to buy something for someone, the person's not, your true friend is not going to care what the price was. They're not going to be like, oh, it was only $20.
Yikes.
If they're gonna act like that, you need to find new friends, and you need to find new people, because
we do have an episode on that.
Because people that love you for being you, they're gonna love whatever you give them. Now, if you like totally slacked it off and you showed no effort, like you're giving it to them
until the last minute.
Yeah, like the tag is on it and stuff, everything, like you didn't even manage to wrap it up, then I'd be like, okay, thanks.
Take the tag off of things, yo. Take the price tag. So many people don't do that. I'm like, take the price tag. I don't care if it's something is $1.50. Like, take it off.
Do you know how much worse it is whenever you get something and you're like, oh my god, like this is so cute, and then you check and it's 99 cents and you're like, okay.
Not that it matters, but like you just
at the same time, it's
you
like
don't want to like.
You could take the price tag off.
Yeah. Take a Sharpie, scratch it out. Like,
right. Or like, and have it look cute. Like wrap it up, put it in a little bag or something. Have a little card to go with it. Like really show that you put effort into this gift that you're giving them.
Writing a little handwritten card, and not just like Happy Holidays, love Madeline. Like write an actual card. That is one of my favorite things to do. Write a card. I can ramble on in a card for hours and hours.
Right. And if anything, like,
just adds value.
It really does add value. Like, our friend, she likes to do little cards, but with her cards, she doesn't buy them. She makes them herself, sweet. And she'll like draw and everything, and like really write from the heart. And then I could care less about the present. Like, I'll just be like,
I'll read the card.
Oh,
first.
the card is so sweet. And then I'll be like, oh shoot, you gave me a present. Like, let me look at the present too.
Exactly. And in some households, that'll get you on the fridge. Because that's how it is.
Or like hung up on a wall.
Yeah, you made me a poster. It's literally hanging on my refrigerator. So, little things don't have to be super valuable materialistic wise.
Right.
Because it's valuable from your heart.
Christmas is all about giving. It doesn't matter how much you spend on what you're giving. It's all about, thank you for being my friend. I love you very much. You have a special place in my heart. Here's a present. And
say that you have a little bit of an issue when it comes to budgeting, okay? There are things out there that can help you. So I'm actually about to start reading a, self-help finance book. And it's actually created for women.
Go for it.
I'm so sorry. In the microphone, that probably was awful.
If there's anything about Madeline, she knows a good self-help book for it.
Yes, I do. We're all about self-improvement over here. So it's called Financial Feminist. It's by Tori Dunlap. And I haven't started reading it yet, but it has really good reviews. And honestly, I think the younger you are, the better, because you can start budgeting, and honestly, you can change your life, because if you know how to invest, if you know how to budget, And I know this is a little off topic, but if you know how to do all that, it helps you in the long run. So if you notice, with your Christmas present budgeting, if you're really having trouble psychologically keeping into that budget, maybe look into a self-help book. And you can get them from the library. You don't have to pay money for it. You can get it from like Kindle Unlimited. You can get them from a bookstore. It doesn't matter. Most of the time, bookstores also have like a used section that you can buy from that's like discounted, and a lot of times things like self-help books are in there because people get bored of them, which I personally don't understand. But so there's some options there.
And if anything, another thing, if you also don't have like the money to buy like 6 people worth of presents, you can do something called Secret Santa, where you only end up having to spend like one person instead of everyone else, because then it kind of helps with your budget.
Everybody gets a present, but like nobody's spending like $600 just on that many people.
And then the thing with Secret Santa is you can like set a price limit to your, you can set a limit.
I was watching a video the other day. I was watching a video the other day, right? And this truly proves how like it really does not matter how much money you spend on a gift, because it was like a white elephant. So it was kind of like funny things, right?
Right.
And guess what they got?
Was it the rotisserie chicken one?
It was in fact rotisserie chicken, and the person was so happy to get that. Honestly, if I got you a rotisserie chicken, you'd be so happy. You'd eat it. Like, you'd be like, yes.
No,
give it to me.
I saw that video and I was like, that is the most genius idea of a Christmas present I've ever seen in my life.
It's such like a funny gag gift too. And rotisserie chickens are literally like $4.
Right? But then you look back at that and you're like, they're always going to remember my Christmas present.
Yeah.
They're going to remember that one year where I brought rotisserie chicken.
That's so clever. Especially because in our friend group, I think that's like an ongoing joke. We all talk about how like we can just sit there and eat that. So that is so funny if it's, if it pertains to your friends or your friend group. Like, hello, do it.
Just go for it that way.
Honestly.
That's so much fun.
It is. So, yeah. I don't know. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I think the main point, if anything, is your true friends are not going to care how much the price of their gift was.
Absolutely.
As long as it's from you, they're going to love that and they're going to treasure that more than anything. And yeah. And so don't stress out about the budget of your Christmas present compared to other people.
It's not that important in the long run. Just prioritize yourself and don't make yourself get into credit card debt, people. Or debit card debt, if that is your thing. Don't, or cash debt, whatever it is.
Or regret when you look back at your bank account and you're like,
ooh, ouch. Yeah. Alright, so you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify, and
YouTube. We're on all streaming platforms.
Yes, and I'm so sorry if I seem kind of out of it. I just finished taking a final and my brain is like dead. So, but yeah, I think that is all. So we love you, babes. Bye.